So it's quite clear that when Elon Musk said that GROK3 is the world's smartest AI, he wasn't actually jumping on the hype train. Today he unveiled GROK3, which is by far the world's smartest AI across a range of several different benchmarks. In today's video, I'll get through all of the announcements that you need to understand for GROK3 and show you guys why this is actually the world's smartest AI in its current form. xAI has just shown off its brand new model, GROK3. According to Musk and 3 of xAI's engineers, GROK3 is an order of magnitude better than GROK2, which basically means it's about 10 times more powerful. xAI says they trained it in a massive data center in Memphis, Tennessee, featuring around 200,000 graphics processing units. Imagine a huge facility with rows and rows of GPUs churning through data 24/7. Some folks even call this the Colossus supercompute, and Musk claims it's fueling GROK3's massive potential. Now, how does GROK3 stack up against big names like OpenAI's GPT 4.0, Google's Gemini, and DeepSeek's models? According to xAI's internal benchmarks, GROK3 actually beats these competitors in areas like math, science, coding, and problem solving. The company specifically cites results on tests such as AIME, which is a math competition benchmark, and GPQA, which deals with PhD-level questions on physics, biology, and chemistry. For those of you who really pay attention to AI performance, xAI claims that even the smaller versions in the GROK3 family are ranking well on Chatbot Arena, this online environment where you pit different AI models head-to-head and see which one does better based on real human vote. One interesting thing about GROK3 is that it's not just a single model, there's a whole family under that umbrella. We've got GROK3 Reasoning and GROK3 Mini Reasoning, plus a standard GROK3 and a mini version. The reasoning models are designed for more complex thought processes, basically chain of thought prompting that allows the AI to explain, or at least internally structure its thought process before giving you an answer. But note that xAI says certain parts of GROK's reasoning are hidden to prevent dilation, which is a technique used by other developers to siphon off knowledge from an established model. So if you are hoping to rummage around in GROK's chain of thought, you might be out of luck. Anyway, what can GROK3 actually do for you? It's integrated into a social media platform, X, and it's also available through a dedicated website, GROK.com, and an iOS app. If you're on X's Premium Plus subscription tier, you can get immediate access to GROK3. There's also something called Super GROK, which is a brand new tier for both the GROK mobile app and the GROK.com site. Rumor has it that Super GROK might set you back around $30 a month or $300 a year, although these prices haven't been super clearly confirmed. Once you jump in, you'll see a bunch of new features. For instance, there's something called Deep Search, which is basically GROK's advanced research tool, scanning the internet, scanning data on X, and giving you these super detailed summaries. You can even narrow down your search to specific sources or websites if you want. Another neat trick is Big Brain Mode, which basically tells GROK3 to spend more time thinking so it can give you a more comprehensive answer. That's especially helpful if you're tackling complicated science or coding questions. And as if that wasn't enough, Musk says a voice mode is on the horizon, probably within a week. That'll let you interact with GROK3 using spoken commands and have it respond with a synthesized voice, kind of how ChatGPT or Google systems can do nowadays. Hey GROK, what's up? Can you hear me? Hi, I'm so excited to finally meet you. I can't wait to chat and learn more about each other. I'll talk to you soon. During a demo, the xAI team showed GROK3 mapping out a hypothetical space mission from Earth to Mars. Makes sense, given Musk's other big venture, SpaceX, and also coding a game that was described as a cross between Tetris and Bejeweled. So if you're into game development, coding, or just messing around with an AI that can generate entire mini-apps, GROK3 could be a blast to play with. Another demonstration had it do advanced math and science problem solving in real time, and some glimpses also showed it can produce images and handle queries about images, which puts it in the same league as the multimodal capabilities of GPT-4o and Google Gemini. xAI is pushing further into direct competition with OpenAI. Let's not forget the recent drama. Musk filed 2 lawsuits against OpenAI, accusing them of straying from their founding principles, and he even offered to buy their nonprofit arm for $974 billion, a deal that Sam Altman obviously turned down. There's definitely some tension there. And to add to that, both companies are raising huge sums of money. Word on the street says Musk is looking for $10 billion for XAI, which would push the company's valuation up to around $75 billion. Meanwhile, OpenAI might raise up to $4 billion at a valuation that could hit $300 billion. But XAI is not just competing with OpenAI, they've got eyes on Google, which has Gemini, and also on Chinese AI powerhouse DeepSeek, which recently open-sourced its R1 model. That's a big step in the AI arms race because open-sourcing advanced models can let new players jump into the field more easily. Elon Musk, on the other hand, said that XAI will open-source GROK2 only once GROK3 is mature and stable, which he thinks might be a few months from now. That might be consistent with XAI's approach of giving away the older stuff once the newer version is locked and loaded. Now, all of this might sound pretty rosy, but building these massive AI models isn't cheap. On top of having a giant GPU data center in Memphis, XAI is rumored to be finalizing a deal with Dell Technologies to get more than $5 billion worth of AI-optimized servers. Meanwhile, there's a broader push by companies like SoftBank, Oracle, MGX from Abu Dhabi, and OpenAI to pool around $100 billion, and potentially up to $500 billion, in order to construct more AI data centers in the US. It's basically an AI arms race, with all these corporations throwing billions of dollars into bigger and faster computing infrastructure. One of the more interesting angles to GROK3 is its edgy approach. When Musk initially rolled out the original Grok family, he promised it would be unfiltered and capable of going into topics that other AIs avoid, maybe out of caution or because of content rules. But after a while, testers found that Grok and GROK2 still refused certain political or controversial queries. Musk has said that's more a reflection of the dataset it was trained on, web content that has its own biases, and that XAI wants to keep pushing the model to be as politically neutral as possible. Whether that's actually the case for GROK3 is still an open question. People will definitely be testing it to see if it's leaning left, right, or if it's truly in the middle. Now, if you're an Android user, you might be a bit bummed to hear that the dedicated Grok app is only on iOS right now. However, you can still use Grok within the main X app on Android. No official word yet on when a standalone Android Grok app will roll out, but presumably they won't leave Android folks hanging for too long. They do keep repeating that updates are happening daily and improvements are basically ongoing. In fact, Musk stated that you might notice changes in Grok's performance within just 24 hours, which is pretty wild if you think about how fast these large language models can adapt once you feed them updated data or refine their parameters. We also shouldn't forget that business applications are a huge piece of the puzzle. Musk mentioned that in a few weeks, GROK3 will be available through XAI's Enterprise API. That means big companies can integrate Grok's capabilities right into their own platforms. If you work in finance, coding, or any research-heavy field, that might be a game-changer. Potential use cases include code generation, debugging, fraud detection, advanced data analysis, or even medical diagnostics, assuming appropriate regulatory steps are taken, of course. Alright, if you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss the next one. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.